We just talked about this Memorial Day weekend, bro.
I don't know what we're talking about, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking
Like
about.
that, Bobby. We're live.
No, are we?
Yeah.
Good Lord. Well, guess what, guys?
Hey, guess who I got with me? El Roberto Hernandez.
Hello, fellas, and I got Yanni Mercado. Yanni!
Oh my God, here we go. And we're gonna title today's Facebook Live Memorial Day weekend.
Here it is.
That's all I'm gonna
This
say.
is it. This is where, the beginning of summer, right? So Memorial Day through Labor Day. This is big for marine season, big for your bikes, power sports. Everybody's out.
Power audio.
Power audio. It's time to be loud and proud.
Very loud and very proud, because let me tell you, I'm starting to see more and more people on motorcycles this past weekend, and people are pulling their boats out. I see it on the highways. They're hauling their boats, so they're getting them ready for this weekend. So make sure you guys are ready with inventory at your shops
And ride your motorcycles.
I hate you. Bring me Jay back.
Get somebody good in here. Where's Jay?
Yeah, exactly. Let's start with some housekeeping stuff. So promos we still have going on. May Memphis Marine Makeover. Make sure you contact your sales reps. We got a bunch of Memphis products, especially if you're doing boats, aka marine, and B Harley Davidsons. They've got it all covered under Memphis's, and there's a bunch of deals going on right now. So call your sales rep to get some of those deals.
And guys, you know what? Want to hear something funny, Johnny? We've started the May Memphis Marine Makeover. Make Johnny say that 3 times fast. We started that last week, and within a couple of hours, sold out on one of the items on there. So, guys, when we announce, when you get the emails from us and you see that there are specials, jump on them, because guys are watching it. It's good to see. People are seeing the emails, seeing the Facebook Lives, acting fast. And I literally had a guy by midday. I tried to find something else for him because we sold out of the cans, the Memphis cans. So guys, jump on these deals because they're moving fast.
Very, very fast, guys. And obviously, you guys all know Memphis, known for very good quality sound. You're never going to be upset with them. They've been around forever. So shout out to Memphis. Next deal we got going on, or next promo we have going on, is the Triton Power Sale. So a lot of you guys are looking for sound bars that are professionally tuned, DSP tuned, that sound phenomenal, and also have all the bells and whistles. And all you need is power ground. Give the Triton sound bars a try.
Power ground, you use it. You go to your phone, and this is something. It's instant music. I mean, think about the opportunities besides the power sports, besides maybe marine where you could use them. What about even trucks, right? Like I was thinking about food trucks. Think about a food truck. How cool it would be to have music playing outside of a food truck. I mean, everyone does it. It might have like a little Bluetooth speaker sitting, having something set up there that lights up like the Triton piece that sounds as good and just works off your phone. Guys, just let's start thinking outside of the box. How do we move this product, right? How do we move the product? And the cool thing about Triton is Triton is going to bring you back high margin.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of margin with the Triton product, very little competition. You're not going to see it on the internet. Guys, this is an opportunity to make some money.
Absolutely. And, for some of you guys that have gotten a couple of these sound bars, I've gotten great feedback on them. Think about golf carts. Think about, side-by-sides where people are trying to add sound to side-by-sides and stuff like that. You buy these cheaper, UTVs that are for off-roading, like the Gators and stuff like that. You have no sound in them. How hard is it to literally mount 2 clamps on the rear post that you're on, power ground accessory, and pair your Bluetooth up to the sound bar? Not hard at all. Like Bob said, think outside the box, because these things sell in all sorts of different ranges. So make sure you're constantly having some on your showroom floor so you can, show your customers some products. Next thing you want to talk about, Bobby, maybe you want to talk about that.
Yeah, so Coke Chemi is a brand that came to the Mobile Expo, and we kind of cut our deal where we're going to promote and be the distributor for Coke Chemi, like literally, guys, days before the Mobile Expo, and last minute we were able to piece it together, get them to our show. They did fantastic, and I think that a lot of our dealers saw that saw Coke Chemi, so especially the detailers. when you're in a space that's, let's say, new to you or me, when a detailer turns around and says to you, that's a brand, that's a high-end brand, man. How did you guys start to do that? It was a hit. The guys from Coke Chemi have supported us. We have a special going on with their blue bottles. Our blue bottles are the higher end of the spectrum. Guys, it's a phenomenal deal. Get a hold of your GoFast sales rep. Their deal comes with a free display. This is, if you're going to get into that business, into the detailing business with Coke Chemi, or if you're already in there, nothing better to take it, have that display sitting there, silent salesperson, let your customers know that Coke Chemi is part of your mix.
Yeah. And they do a lot of very unique high-end chemicals. I've seen some rust inhibitors that they have for, for all you high-end detailers that are trying to remove rust. They sell something for you. So if you pretty much, the program is free display when you buy one case of each of the selected products from Coke Chemi. So guys, get a hold of your sales reps. Let's get some Coke Chemis at your shop. Very well-known name, should I say. Next thing we want to talk about is, till the end of this month, you still have that drone promo going on, the Drone XE dash camera, the one you can view on your cell phone with a free rear camera. So make sure you get a hold of your sales rep, because that deal is ending the end of this month.
Right, guys. To get a hold of that, I mean, we've all seen those YouTube videos where people have been rear-ended, or people get in front of them, hit the brakes. With that camera is going to save people money. It's going to save them from bad insurance claims. And then that camera in the back just adds value to your sale. This has been their most popular promotion by far, that they ran it a second time. You've got a few days to get in on this. So if you don't make that order by the end of next week, I believe it ends. That's it. It's over, fellas, and then you're gonna have to buy that camera. So get that piece in. Have them in your stock. That's a $50 piece.
It's a $60 piece.
$60 piece that you're gonna end up saving. Have for free. That's extra money in your pocket.
Correct, guys. So jump on it before the end of the month. Next deal we got going on is the DS18 Thunder bundles. This is close to Bobbie's heart, because he put these bundles together.
Thunder bundles.
And he loves the name. This guy, he made up the name, loves the name. You should see the slides that Bobbie made for these. He put lightning rods all over them. You know what I mean? Put his face on it. Thunder bundle.
Thunder bundles. Guys, how could you not want to buy a Thunder bundle? We're talking about Memorial Day weekend. This is the time where folks are going to bring out their cars, bring out their Jeeps, bring out their convertibles. This is something that'll be fit right in that lane. Get these into your shop, get them sold. It's a guarantee. You buy one, you're going to sell one. You're going to want to get a hold of Johnny or your other GoFast sales reps and get more Thunder bundles. So, guys, it's a pretty cool bundle. Very aggressively priced for Memorial Day weekend. If you guys want to put some bundles on your sales floors that are priced aggressive and that you can make a ton of money on, give your sales rep a call, because we have them in stock. So check those out. Now, in other news, last week Linkswell had a Zoom training, which a lot of people joined. I actually got to see it. Bobbie got to see it, and a bunch of other guys here got to see it. It was a pretty informative training, meaning they physically took a vehicle, took the radio out, and then they discussed, what needs to transition over from one vehicle to the next, what adapters you needed, how easy it was to install this product, and how seamless it worked after being installed. A lot of guys really, really enjoyed the webinar. A lot of guys really like this type of webinars. So definitely check out Linkswell's YouTube channel. They have a ton of videos on there of installations and all products that they carry. And also, GoFast now carries the Linkswell Lite units. So for all you guys that want to compete against, some cheap no-name brand, eBay, Amazon, should we say tablet style radios, well, Linkswell came out with their Lite series, which is priced aggressive to compete against those cheaper units that you see online that don't work. The obviously Linkswell is a well-known name. Their products are proven to work. So definitely check out and give your sales rep a call about the Linkswell Lite units. Johnny, when getting back to their YouTube channel, I think you guys, you should definitely be bookmarking that their YouTube channel. Here's how I think that it would benefit your business the most. They're long videos. The video that we watched was over an hour long. But the thing about it is they're doing vehicles that you are going to have in your shop. So if you use this as a resource, you're going to book that job, or you're not sure that you should book that job, catch that video. If you've booked a job, have your guy catch that video so that he can thumb through it, maybe even fast forward, because I think that's where there's value in those videos. You might want to just fast forward right to the part where you're running into an issue. It's a fantastic resource. These guys do one of these almost every month. You get a hold of get on their site, see what videos are there, have them as set up as a library of resources for you to be able to take that job. Those jobs, when you're doing a Linkswell job, it's not a $250 install. No. Nah, this is a significant install where you're going to make significant money. You want to make sure that you're not running into problems. There's nothing worse than putting in a high-end piece or an expensive unit in somebody's car, and then you're having troubles getting it finished and get it working. Catch these videos. They're an unbelievable resource. They do a fantastic job with them. Guys, check that out. It's something that you're going to want to put in bookmark.
And I think we're putting the link right now here on the live. So check them out. That's going directly to their I was going to say Facebook, their YouTube channel. So it shows you all the units that they have in there and the live videos that they've done. So check them out. Shout out to Linkswell for being also an MX25 sponsor.
Yep. And Ira Gold for being there. Ira is a trooper. Shout out to Ira.
I've known Ira forever.
That's because you're old.
Well, yeah, you're right. Been a long time in this industry, 2 whole decades. So, yeah, shout out to Ira. Next thing I want to talk about is ADS Apex harnesses. I know you guys have been waiting for them. We already have the JVC and Kenwood 8-inch and 10-inch radios. We're just waiting on the ADS Apex harnesses and kits to come in to obviously make that whole unit complete and make it work with each other. So ADS is starting to ship out this week on those units. So we should be seeing them, or hopefully next week, some dash kits and harnesses for those Apex units. And for those guys that don't know what Apex is, it's actually the modular radio that JVC Kenwood came out with. So the brain is separate from the actual screen. So their big hit was Infinities and Nissans. Guys, you guys have done Infinity Nissans and have always said there's no solution to put a radio in those vehicles. Well, with Apex, now you're able to. So JVC Kenwood and ADS Apex, now you're able to put radios into those vehicles that you could not, do. Wow. Give your sales rep a call. I think I had like a stroke or something.
What the hell was that?
I think I had a stroke just now. Wow. Give your sales rep a call because we do have a list of all the vehicles that this new pieces are coming in and we'll work on. So make sure you touch base with your GoFast sales rep.
So you've touched on a really good point. Guys, how many of you guys have a database of customers with vehicles like the Infinity you mentioned where you just never been able to change the radio? Call that guy. Guess what? We've got something new, brand new for you. Come check this out. We're going to have those APX harnesses, like Johnny mentioned. There was a press release that they're being shipped. Get with your GoFast sales rep. Make sure that you get yours right away. But call your customers and let's start to make those phone calls, because some of those guys with vehicles like that, if you're calling them because you know that they wanted something already, you've got something. Give those guys the opportunity to come to see you first.
Time to make some cheddar, boys, and that's literally what this whole Kenwood JVC and iData APX units are. Make that cheddar where, vehicles that you couldn't do before, which now the industry is like at 18-19% of newer vehicles that you can change radios on. It bumps it all the way up to 90% with this Apex solution. So make sure you get a hold of your sales rep and get some on your sales floors. Next thing we talk about is KnowledgeFest in Atlantic City.
K-Fest. It's time, guys. KnowledgeFest. It's happening June 6th through June 8th. Right now, there are some super codes sponsored by the MEA. If you go to, they will actually subsidize your hotel. So they've got 3 packages Today is the last day to get those packages. So make sure that you check out our GoFast registration site. So it's GoFast KFC25. That's the promo code. You can find that on our website on our blog. It's on our blog. There's a link for it. KFast. So it's GoFast KFAC25.
There you go.
You can also go. Did I say it wrong?
You said it wrong.
I hate when that happens.
You forgot the whole C.
You can also go to the KFest site. Use that promo code. That'll get you entry into the show. And then again, those packages end today. So if you guys are thinking about going, they're super deals. The MEA is subsidizing your hotel stay at KFest. So you can't get a better deal. Plus, you know what? It's a great place to bring the family. Maybe let them hang out, catch some sun, catch some rays, have some fun. Maybe the wife wants to gamble a little bit of the kids' college funds away. That's always fun. So, but while you guys go get your learning on, get your training on, and network. There's a lot of value, especially guys up here in the Northeast where you don't really get that opportunity to go to KnowledgeFest, because KnowledgeFest is in Las Vegas, or KnowledgeFest is in Dallas, or any of the other great venues that they've had it. It's right here in our backyard. It's a couple-hour drive for us guys up here in New England. And for our friends in New York, it's even less. Get down there. It's a good time. It's going to be open Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So there's a couple of events going on. So that beer and business sponsored by Davis Distribution.
And somebody else.
Who else?
GoFast Solutions. So we're sponsoring the Beer and Business. The Beer and Business is 4 p.m. on Friday. It's when the show floor is going to be opened up. You'll be able to visit all the vendors, grab a cocktail, go around, have that time where I think that it's incredibly valuable, right? We're always working. You guys are working hard. You've got your customers. You've got your employees that you got to deal with. It's all about business. So this is an opportunity to come meet with the vendors, guys. That take that relax, have a beer, and have more of a conversation versus like a business transaction. It's invaluable, guys. If you've never done it, and there's so many guys in the New York market. I grew up in the New York market. So many guys that don't take advantage of this. Guys, it's super important. Go there, spend the time. It's going to be worth your investment of time.
I've said it over and over again. Knowledge is power. And if you're not learning every day, every year, every time you can, shame on you, because your competitors are, and there's a reason why some of them are more ahead of you guys are. So make sure you go to these events and get your learn on, guys. And immediately after the beers and business cocktail hour that's going on, there's Davis, GoFast, and JVC Kenwood after party that we'll be doing at where exactly, Bob?
So that's going to be there's going to be a club in Harris. We're going to make the announcement. I'm going to make a large announcement and an email blast that you guys are all going to get with your GoFast sales rep now, right? So that you can make sure that you're on the list. That's going to be an invite only after party. And like Johnny said, it's going to be our friends at Davis Distribution. Those guys are awesome. GoFast Solutions, this is us, of course, and JVC Kenwood and iDataLink. So we just talked about their APX radios and the direct replacement radios, the APX kits. All of us are going to get together. It's going to be an after party. It's going to start at 9 p.m. It's at the club, one of the clubs in Harris. So you're not going to have to jump into a car or an Uber or a jitney. It's right there, right after the beer and business. Kind of chill for a little bit. Maybe get cleaned up. Come to the after party, 9 p.m. I believe it's 9 p.m. till midnight. It's going to be off the chain, off the hook. I'm still a little old for this.
Like last time we had the after party over there at KnowledgeFest. It was pretty packed.
It was good, and it was packed. Guys, you definitely don't want to miss it. Get with your GoFast sales rep. Make sure that you've got an invite to the exclusive after party.
Correct. Next thing we want to talk about is brand of the week. And this week's brand of the week, shout out to obviously SONY, as you can see all the SONY products on here. But shout out to SONY for being a platinum sponsor year after year and sponsoring multiple different things that we do throughout the year. So shout out to SONY. You make some of the high-end products that you can possibly make out there in the industry. Shout out for bringing us some great technology, some great units. Let's start off with some of your head units. So most popular head unit I've seen right now that sells like insane is the AX3200 CarPlay Android Auto wired. But you can also do web link. And on top of that, you can buy an additional piece from a different vendor that allows them to do like external Netflix, YouTube on the units itself, and it converts it over to wirelessly. So shout out to Sony for making one of the hottest radios on the market, the AX3200. It is by far one of the top sellers that we have here at the facility. They also make tablet style radios. So they make this is the entry level, the 8100. It's been around for quite some time. A lot of people still love it because of A, price point, and B, because it does pretty much all bells and whistles: Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, HDMI input. It's a big 9-inch screen that's on there, and it's a gorgeous looking display. They also make the 8500, which is a step up from the 8100. 8500 brings in wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. It brings shifting of the screen side to side, up and down. It also has a 10-inch screen on there. Sorry, this was a 9-inch screen. That's a 10-inch screen, so it's a bigger screen. Better resolution output on the screen, and all the outputs you need for multiple camera inputs. So check out the 8500. We definitely have a great deal on it going on right now. Sony also makes single DIN head units with CD still. The MEXN 5300 BT. That's your single DIN with CD Bluetooth. Very, very popular, selling with a lot of older vehicles. But they also make the mechless units. The DSX M55 BT, which is your marine single DIN mechless with Bluetooth. Also has the inverted display, so it's white background with black lettering, so it's easy to see when you're out in the sun. It is IP rated, so if it gets a little wet, you don't have to worry about it going bad. They also make their high-powered marine radio, which gives 50x4 RMS on each channel, and then 100 watts RMS max per channel. So check them out. They also make their ES lineup, as you can see up front here. So ES, they have the 9500 ES, which it's a very, very popular unit. Everybody knows that ES is their top of the line, top dog, the elevated standard. That's why it's called ES. Some of the best processors, some of the best chipsets, some of the best sound quality, overall audio systems are using a 9500 ES because of how high of a chipset they're using on their 9500 and also their 9000 ES. Fully configurable, high-res audio production. LDAC, if you guys don't know what LDAC, that's actually an Android thing where you have to turn it on in the Android phone, but if you're Bluetooth streaming audio, it actually gets you higher quality sound out of the Android phone. Not available on iPhone, but it is available on Android. Bobbie, your phone's ringing. USB-C for inputs for all the newer phones, so everything's coming out now USB-C. That's going to be the standard moving forward. Sirius XM ready. Wi-Fi compatible, so if you turn on your Wi-Fi, you can do your CarPlay Android Auto via Wi-Fi. Pretty cool, because if you combine the 9000 or the 9500 ES with an Idatalink Maestro piece, you'll get the gauges on your radio. So it'll tell you, if you're turbocharged, it'll tell you your boost levels, RPM, mile per hour, your oil pressure. It'll tell you a bunch of stuff, tire pressure, door open. It'll tell you all the OEM things that fit in that vehicle that come onto your factory displays and stuff like that will go onto the radio. So they make those. They make also the wireless CarPlay units, the 4000 and the 6000. This is also wireless CarPlay, and so is the 9000 ES. But the 4000 and the 6000 are not going to say entry level, because it's not really.
It's not entry level,
No.
but it's certainly it's more budget conscious.
Yeah, budget conscious, let's say. Because the 6000 has all the bells and whistles that you would find on a 9000. Just the 9000 has better chipsets, better overall display. I could go on and on. The 6000 has a great processor inside, 4-volt pre-outs, touchscreen, wireless CarPlay Android Auto. The AX4000 is more of your price-conscious wireless CarPlay Android Auto head unit, which still does your Android Auto wireless CarPlay. It is Maestro compatible. So make sure that if you're looking for head units to put on your sales floors, make sure your boards are stocked up with Sony. Sony is one of the top sellers in the industry, has been awarded several awards over and over again, year after year, over, you know, their head units and their processors that they have internally in, you know, for auto sound processors, should I say, internally in their head units. Now, they also have their GS speakers, which is, believe it or not,
Fantastic.
Fantastic for the price point. You would think that those speakers would be $200+ cost, and it would be insane. It's not. And if you see the build quality of these GS speakers, you'll be blown out of your mind. A, price point, B, sound quality that comes out of these speakers, and just the overall look of the speaker is fantastic. They also make GS amplifiers, so a mono, a 4-channel, you know, so you can add to the whole GS lineup. Now, the meat and potatoes of Sony is ES. ES is they put all their efforts, all their technology, all their, you know, all their, how we say, technology that they've advanced on in the ES lineup. So their ES lineup is really meant to produce the best high-res sound quality out there on the market. They make from mono amplifiers to 4-channel amps. The ones we have up here are the 5-channel, the 8-channel and the 6-channel. They make a 5-channel. So for a lot of you guys that have vehicles that have multiple speakers, or, you know, even marine life, where the amplifiers aren't going to be exposed to moisture at all, you can use an 8-channel and control all the speakers in your vessel or in your vehicle. There's a lot of vehicles coming out with crazy amounts of speakers these days. The 8-channel, the 6-channel are great add-ons to those vehicles to give you the best sound quality possible. But their ES speakers are on another level. I tell you that right now.
So, Johnny, at Mobile Expo, for those of you guys that didn't attend Mobile Expo, Sony set up a listening booth in one of the training rooms, which took a different approach to training. Right, a lot of times, or most of the time, when we're doing a training, somebody gets up front and they have a PowerPoint. They'll have some product there to kind of go over the new bells and whistles and the feature sets of, let's say, a new product. Sony came out and they set up a listening booth in one of the training rooms. It was voted by our attendees as there was the second best attended training. Everyone who went thought really well of it. Not only did they think well of it, but it was eye-opening because they took their speakers and they just what you would possibly do in your showroom to customers. They let people A/B speakers and listen to them and, you know, do that whole blind taste test. And it's like, whoa, wait a second. How much of those? That's the GS line. How much of those speakers? They sound like this. It was incredible. They did a fantastic job. Sony's one of those brands. I think we've said this many times. What I like about Sony, Sony is a standard, right? It's a standard. I don't have to sell you. You don't have to sell your customer on the Sony brand. No. The word Sony is self-explanatory. If you're in if you're fogging a mirror, you know who Sony is, and they are just the level, right? So you instantly brings credibility to your business. You've got the Sony speakers and radios and amps in your mix and on your board. It increases the level of what people think about your company.
And not only does it appease to the older generations, because older generations know what Sony is, but even the younger generations, they know what Sony is. Everybody has something in their household, whether it's headphones, TVs, receivers in their house, speakers in their house, you know, amplifiers, head units, earbuds,
Walkmans.
Walkman has been, dude. I remember having a Sony Walkman.
I had a Walkman.
I also had the Sony CD player too. I don't remember what they called it, but it definitely had one. Discman, yeah, the Discman. You know, Sony has been around forever, and it has the biggest name recognition in all of the industry. So you don't, if you don't carry Sony in your stores, shame on you, because at the end of the day, you're missing out on grabbing all the, you know, from younger to older clientele, because they know who Sony is. So make sure, if you're not currently dealing with Sony or even Sony ES and are interested in signing up for Sony ES, make sure you get a hold of your sales rep, and let's have a discussion about Sony, because you're missing the boat. You know, voted #1 for head unit line for year after, I think 5 or 6 years.
Something like that at the MEA Awards.
Yeah.
They're continually winning awards.
So,
But you know, Johnny, the one thing I love about you when I do these with you is you are dialed into all the features. You know what works with what. You know what some of these like the L deck. You knew exactly what that is. I typically will, you know, I don't have that knowledge. That is really just something you're really good at. I will look at the financial end of it, right? Because I'm always thinking about how do we make you more money? How do we sell more so that the GoFast grows as a company? And Sony, we all know about the tariffs. We all know what's going on, how it has been affecting all industries, not just the 12-volt industry, all industries. Sony has announced that they are not raising prices through the end of May. So, guys, when you look at your what you're going to be putting in your shops and in your showrooms, there are companies that have raised prices. There are companies that haven't, and companies that haven't are Sony. They have committed to not only are they not raising their prices, but as we show here, get with your GoFast sales rep. This is still on promo. This unit, the 8100 is on promo, the 9500 is still on promo, and the DSX M55 BT is still on promo through Sony. So guys, not only are they not raising price, they still have units that are on promo. This is their commitment through May 31st. We all know that the world is we're in a fluid place in this in the market. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but Sony has committed no price increases. So guys, if you haven't gotten Sony, now's the time to get in on the Sony. Load up before that there is a change, because who knows what tomorrow is going to bring. But certainly Sony has made that commitment, and they not only did they make it in 12 volt. I was looking through my feed this morning, or I believe yesterday morning. There was an announcement across the board. Sony as a company has made the statement: no price increases through the 31st. So we've got it here at GoFast, guys. They haven't raised the price. These 3 items are still on sale. Call your GoFast sales rep because you want to get in on these before they go up.
And one more thing, I forgot to mention this. On the ES line, so a lot of manufacturers, when it lists 5 volt, that's 5 volt shared throughout their RCA output side. I forgot to mention that because it's very important. With Sony, it's 5 volts per RCA. So it's not shared, so you're not reducing the voltage that's going out on the RCA per line that you're using it for. It individually is 5 volt pre-out. So that's a great, for all the audiophiles out there, that's great information, because that's something that you can't get in a lot of head units. I forgot to mention that earlier.
So John, the last thing I'll say about Sony is, and I'm gonna make the announcement here. It's gonna be a tease. This is a tease, guys. Stay dialed in with your GoFast sales rep. We're going to have an announcement coming up very shortly about a Sony training here in this market. So you're gonna definitely want to be a part of that. It's going to be a very small and exclusive training for our best dealers. So guys, get a hold of your GoFast sales rep. You want to be in on this training. This is going to be of the GoFast first, this training. So just a teaser, more to come on that.
Yeah, so make sure you follow your sales rep and ask them questions. Now, lastly, we normally do an unboxing. We're not going to do an unboxing.
I think we're going to move all this stuff off of here, guys. Hang on a second.
Let's move all this stuff. We're not doing an unboxing. We're actually going to do something a little different. Okay. All right, so, Bobbie.
Want me to kick this off?
Yeah.
Guys, we just had Mobile Expo 2025. We did talk a lot about it. It was a unmitigated success. One of the best shows we've ever done, if not the best show. Certainly attendance-wise, it was the best show. Great show. But we did something a little different. So typically, Johnny and I, or Jaden and you, were here and we're talking about how you guys can do something to grow your business. How do you sell more? So we had the vendors at Mobile Expo 2025, and we asked them, and we set them up with specials. Every booth had a special that GoFast went through, created. We printed off sheets. We had order forms, and we gave all of our vendors the opportunity to, so put your money where your mouth is, right? These guys are the experts in their field, so we challenged them to sell. Everyone had the opportunity to either sell their specials, the ones that we created for them, or create their own within certain guidelines. And we challenged them. So one of the things that we said to them was we were going to, after we do this challenge, afterwards we were going to tally up the numbers, and we wanted to applaud those guys that did the best. And to be honest, it was fantastic. Every vendor went out there fully charged up, looking to sell their products, because it's if you've never been at a trade show or stood in a booth at a trade show, you're standing there and people are just walking by, and if you're not engaged, it could be a long day. Especially on the knees. Every one of those vendors was engaged, and I want to personally thank every single vendor that supported us at Mobile Expo 2025 for not only supporting us, but getting in there, rolling up those sleeves. I mean, I see they were like this, and they started selling, and they sold fantastic. It was by far the most successful show that we've ever had.
I thought you were going to turn this into like a Telemundo channel or something. A minute, I had to push English.
And the SAP button. I think we hit the SAP button by mistake.
Closed caption below.
So I'm going to start off with our third place. So again, everyone did a fantastic job, but I wanted to applaud our third place Top Gun winner, to Pete Blumsack from Little Trees. So sometimes Johnny and I, we go to a lot of the events, and people will say, "You're a Little Trees distributor?"
Yeah.
And they kind of like go to a smirk, right? Because everyone knows Little Trees. Dude, those are $2. Yes, they are. But you know something? If you're selling Little Trees at $2 a pop, you're making margin. Now, I know that we're not talking about a ton of money, but we're talking about margin, right? And your business is a store. Everything in your business, in that store, should be making you money. And this is a fantastic way to do it. Pete Blumsack was a rock star. He was a rock star. Shout out to Pete. He comes every year. He's one of the most professional reps I've ever met. He comes prepared. He's been coming with his own specials every year.
Yeah.
He was excited. He was thrilled to find out that we were going to have a contest and we were going to have our own sale. He crushed it. Third place goes to Pete Blumsack. Not only does he get this incredible goat, right? There's an entire. Oh, by the way, all of our trophies have a farm animal theme here. He is a goat, greatest of all time. Also includes a $250 gift card from GoFast as a special thank you. Pete, you're a rock star.
And not only that, for all the guys that make fun of Little Trees or don't want to do Little Trees, for whatever the case, you don't want to do Little Trees or have it in your stores, shame on you, because if it's not in your store, these customers are going to Walmart, they're going to Advance Auto, Pet Boys, Target, etc., you name it, and they sell them there by the bundles, guys. So why don't you guys try to grasp that type of money coming into your shops?
I challenge you guys. Walk through the parking lot. This weekend, it's Memorial Day weekend. You guys are going to be somewhere where there's going to be a crowd. Well, as you're walking, make a mental note. How many cars are you walking by that have a Little Trees hanging from the rearview mirror? Ton of them. The other super cool thing, and I've seen this done by certain dealers that I've done dealer visits to. It's the type of thing that when the customer brings in his car, has work done by you. When he gets that car back, I've seen guys they'll do like the light vacuuming. They might do a quick wipe down, make sure that those wires or boxes that are remnants of the install sitting on the guy's seat or on this floor. And then he throws a Little Trees up in the thing. So when that customer gets the car back, it's vacuumed, it's cleaned, it's got the new product, maybe that new radio or those new speakers, and it smells fantastic. What a great experience for nothing. Literally
pennies.
4 pennies. What a great experience to get back into that car, and their car is nicer than when they brought it to you. It smells fantastic. What did it cost you? And you're able to do this to grow your. You've got yourself a fan now, not a customer. You've got a fan.
And then when I say think outside the box, that's a perfect example of what Bob said about thinking outside the box. Giving a customer an experience that they're gonna want to come back, or even tell their friends, their partners, whatever the case is, about the great experience they had at your shop. So why wouldn't you think outside the box? That's a perfect example of how Little Trees fit into your retail stores and make you the winner versus your competition. So think of it.
Shout out to Pete for third place. Guys, in second place, Memphis Audio. They had, first of all, when we went to, we had a survey done. Thank you for those of you that participated. They were voted the best booth. Their booth was literally
lit up.
It was like the SEMA booth. It was lit up. They had a ton of product out there, but not only did they have a great booth, they had two other things that other booths didn't have. They had Chad Boone and Ellis Mathis. Those guys were rock stars. They came in second.
Well, they just didn't have Chad and Ellis. They also had the gold necklaces put on. So that, guys,
that's why the gold necklaces.
So if you guys don't know Memphis is, those guys are loud, bright. They want to be seen. They want to be known. And with those necklaces, that's why you see a little necklace on the goat here. Just because they always go to all the events and they have their Memphis
this
gold.
Big, huge, like Flavor Flav medallion sitting here. So they're great guys. They have a lot of fun doing this. Their product is a lot of fun to work with. Those guys were rock stars. They were killing it with sales. I've got to say that I was completely impressed by both Chad and by Ellis. They didn't sit back passive. They were out there getting it. They were hunting down the sales. They came in second. So Ellis, by the way, I was in a meeting recently, and Ellis had mentioned that we hadn't. He says he knows that he won, but he didn't get anything. Ellis, I'm calling you today, dude. This is coming your way. And I also, the most important part, I have them here. I have them in my pocket there because they're so important to have. Dude, I have the gift cards. So I have your gift cards. They're going out to you today. I'm going to get a hold of you on the phone today, Ellis, and I'm going to speak to let you know that they're coming so I can get an address. What rock stars. Thank you so much to Memphis for their hard work.
Yeah, thank you, guys. It really was truly appreciated. But for the gold,
there can only be one winner.
The winner, the champion, the actual GOAT of all GOATs goes to the windshield skin booth. Practically, these guys had customers in and out of that booth all day long. They gave trainings, they demos. They spoke to you about their products and how to make money with their products. They sold a ton, I mean a ton of windshield skin products. You want to give a little bit more?
Dude, Mia and Alan Bray from Windshield Skin, they're new to GoFast. They came almost really similar to we were talking about Kokemi.
Yeah.
This came together really quickly within a month or two before the Mobile Expo. We closed our deal. We came up with a program. These guys, they were like as if we were partners for years. They came in. They gave just as much as we gave. We came up with a fantastic deal to get customers into a new business. This windshield skin protects windshields, right? They're coming in 8mm and a 12mm size. They literally had the Z, right? The Corvette. They were putting this on the windshield and then take it off and let you put it on. So if you didn't get to go to Mobile Expo 2025 to kind of experience that, you got to get to the next event because this was like a hands-on training, and it was like watching I'm sitting there and I'm just watching bulbs go off on people's heads because that makes sense. I can do that. I can make money with this. Those guys crushed it.
Well, not only that, Bobby, they also had, like you said, displays there. But they had a physical display showing an exposed windshield and then half of it exposed and half of it with their windshield skin. And they had this special pen.
Yeah, the pen is to break the windows.
To break the windows. And they would jab the side that didn't have their product on, and you can clearly see the damage that it did to the windshield. And then they had the side with the 8mm. They stabbed it, and you can see that it did not damage the windshield. It became like a layer of protecting. So guys, they had some really, really cool demos going on. And like Bobby said, there was trainings there. They were doing it on a brand new Corvette that you can see how quick and easy. They even had you guys come in and put it on, and you can see I can do this myself. So
and the margins are just phenomenal. Folks, if you've not called your GoFast sales rep and asked him about windshield skin, how could you let this money go out the window? This is something that We certainly got a lot of tinters there that saw that, and you would think that just naturally that's a tinter thing, right? I'm not a tinter. Well, certainly those guys can do this with their blindfolded with their hands tied behind their back, but guys that are not that are not tinters went there, got hands on, saw that there's no shrinking, with no heat needing to be applied. They were able to put it on with the liquid and just squeegee it all off, and it came out perfect. This is something that we're always looking, and I always say to you guys, you have your storefronts. There are some fixed costs. You've got your rent. You've got your employees. You've got light. You've got heat. You've got telephones. You've got internet. All fixed costs. Everything inside of your store needs to be something that merchandises and helps you pay those bills off and make a profit and feed your families and have a future for your families. This is a category that if you're not in it, you've got to call. You have to hang up right now and call your GoFast sales rep because it's that important. You definitely want to be in on this.
And guys, let me explain something to you. So a lot of you guys are probably watching this and going, well, I have windshield insurance. Why does it matter? Well, I'm going to tell you why it doesn't matter. And I'm going to give you my story of why it matters. And I wish I had this on my truck before replacing my windshield. So Bobbie knows the situation that I ran into here when having my windshield replaced by Safelite or any other, windshield replacement company out there. They legit... I had my truck outside, I had a chip on it. It obviously spidered my whole windshield. Well, during the replacement, it was not their fault. There was a failure on the machine and they dropped the windshield on my hood, my fender, and my mirror and just destroyed my whole truck. So with that being said, a lot of insurance companies, they will not replace expensive vehicles' windshields. You have a Lamborghini, you have a Porsche 911, you have a Lotus Elise, you have a custom windshield. They're not replacing those windshields, guys. They're not covering them. So what better way than to add something like windshield skin, especially if you do a lot of those vehicles in your shops, to add windshield skin for added profit and added revenue to your shops, and giving that peace of mind to your customer about products that they can add on to their overall assortment, and it's covered. You know what I mean? It's you don't have to worry about chips and nicks and cracks on windshields that are almost impossible, hard to get, and that are going to cost you $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, depending on the vehicle it is. If you've got an exotic car, a Pagani or a Lamborghini, those windshields are $10,000, $15,000 out of your pocket. This is a simple, easy fix. Buy windshield skin, slap it on, sell it to your customer. You make the profits, and you got a peace of mind for both ends.
Hey, you don't even have to have one of those like super exotic cars. What if you've got a Lexus or Mercedes or BMW? Do you want to have your new Lexus, Mercedes, BMW, Acura, Infiniti? Do you want somebody to come and replace your windshield with an aftermarket windshield?
No.
What are the possibilities that if you put an aftermarket windshield, it doesn't seal properly, and now we get water into the car? Guys, this is a way for you to, one, really add value to your customer's vehicles, save him. It's hard to envision saving them money, but it will save them money, because if they had to replace that windshield, or if it gets replaced for them and it's not a great experience or a great installation, it literally ruins the car. Now imagine you buy a car that it's your toy car, right?
Half a million.
It's your toy car. It's not a $500,000 car. I'm thinking it's a $50,000-$60,000 car. It's your toy car. You have to, if the windshield's broken and it gets replaced and it's not a perfect replacement, you've ruined your toy. You're gonna save them their toys. It does save them money. It's just preemptive, and you're saving it before they have to have that windshield replaced.
So guys, before we go and obviously end this live, notice something that all three of these vendors have that really, really attract them to you, and why you guys should have them in your barn. A, something that sells in everyday way, shape, and form. B, one of the better sounding, high quality sound manufacturers in the industry with very, very great looking displays, etc. And C, a new category that can get you into added revenues of something you guys never did, and is very, very successful. Has been around for, they're the oldest actually windshield skin company, windshield I would say protectant company in the industry since 97, right, Bob? I want to say. So all these have in common to make you guys more money. So guys, if you're not making extra money, additional revenue, make sure you get a hold of one of these 3 vendors from us. Talk to your sales rep about it, and we'll get you set up.
So, Alan and Mia, I got you covered. I'm gonna get you on the phone today. These are coming out to you with your trophy. Chad Ellis, I told you, I'm calling you up. I've got your gift cards coming out to you today. Can't wait to get you on the phone and let you know how you did. And Pete, my man, love Pete. Pete is a, you know what, a professional. Pete, I'll get you on the phone today. We want to get this out to you right away. Guys, what a great show. What great support from these guys, and every vendor really went and did the extra mile. But there are guys that do the best, and we want to be able to applaud them, make sure that we call them out and thank them, because guess what? It's coming back. We're going to do it again. Just keep an eye on us. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and guys, how much more appreciation do we have to say? Thank you very, very much to all the vendors that were at the MX25 show. But more importantly, the show wouldn't be as successful if we didn't get the turnout that we got from all you guys watching here right now. So shout out to all you guys watching. Give yourselves a pat in the back. Thank you very much for coming down and supporting our show. And hopefully our next show will be just as big or bigger.
Guys, we'll see you again soon. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Be safe. Have fun. We'll see you guys soon. Call your GoFast sales rep. He's got you covered.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, because Memorial Day weekend's fun for me. So see you in jail.